Hello. This morning I just wanted to come on and talk about something that's been on my mind this week, and that's self-trust. And even when we are in a space of knowing that we're doing the right thing, I think often it's really easy to still get caught up in the feeling of, am I enough? Am I doing it right? Is anyone going to want to hear what I have to say? And I think that's a really difficult thing to work through when you're feeling alone. So I just wanted to share that I am in the throes of that. And one of the tools I use is to focus on my connection to source, to God, to the universe, whatever that is for each of us. And just really bring that in and remember that I am the creator of this experience and I can do whatever I want as long as I know that I'm connected and as long as I trust my inner knowing. So I'll run us through a little practice this morning that just helps bring in that feeling of trust and just ground ourselves back into our bodies and know that whatever we do is exactly what we need to do as long as we're doing it from a space of loving ourselves and trusting our inner voice. So just taking a nice deep breath, breathing in through the nose, all the way into the bottom of the belly, into the chest, and all the way up to the shoulders. And then letting that out through the mouth. One more nice deep breath into the belly, into the chest, all the way up to the shoulders. And then out through the mouth. And then letting the eyes drop closed or the gaze soften if that feels okay. And then one more nice deep breath into the belly, into the chest, all the way up to the shoulders. And then sighing it out. And just coming back to the natural rhythm of the breath. And just focusing on not knowing, being okay with not knowing, and just trusting that whatever you need to know will come to you. Focusing on how the heart is feeling and just noticing where you're at today. And then from here, we're going to take the focus up to the top of the head and noticing that space just above the top of the head, feeling maybe it feels like an opening, and connecting into that higher knowing that you have. Maybe it's God, maybe it's the universe, maybe it's source, maybe it's nature, or just your higher self, whatever that is for you, connecting into that space at the top of the head and letting that connection start to flow down through the top of the head. And in this knowing, we're going to focus on the feeling of trust. Of trusting that we are held by this connection and by our inner knowing. And so letting that feeling of trust just fill the head, feeling the space behind the forehead, letting it flow down into the cheeks, into the jaw. Letting it fill the whole head, that feeling of trust, of being held, of connecting to our own version of source, of divine guidance. Letting that feeling slide down into the throat, filling the throat space completely with trust. Knowing that as we are held, the words we say will be exactly what needs to be said. And whatever we need to express in the world, if it comes from this trust and connection, is exactly what we need to express. And letting that feeling come down into the shoulders, sliding it all the way down the arms and out through the fingertips, trusting that whatever we touch is exactly what is needed for us. And then letting that feeling of trust, connection, of inner guidance, divine source, fill the heart space, fill the chest and the lungs. And just deeply trusting that we are held and that we're exactly where we need to be. Letting that trust fill the belly. Trusting our senses, trusting our inner knowing. And letting that trust slide down into the hips, filling the space between the hips completely. Trusting that we are safe, that we are grounded. Trusting the world beneath us and the world around us. And just letting that feeling of trust come all the way down the legs, to the knees, into the shins and calves, and all the way into the feet. Letting that trust flow out through the soles of the feet into the earth. Trusting that every step we take is exactly where we need to go, as long as we remember that we're connected and that we're held. And letting that feeling of trust just fill the whole body. Just holding on to that feeling for a moment, knowing that this will stay with you through the day and you can come back to this space anytime. So from here, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, filling belly, chest all the way up to the shoulders, and then sighing it out. Bringing the focus back to the space just behind the eyes. Feeling the eyelids, noticing the eyeballs. And then when you're ready, opening the eyes, or you can stay in this space as long as you want. But if you're ready, opening the eyes and coming back into this space and carrying on with your day with just a little bit more trust and a little bit more love, because I know that the world needs to hear what you have to say, and I'm here for you, and I love you.